Donut Lab put out a new video explaining how they're going to ramp up production to meet all of the demand for their solid state batteries now that we're all convinced it's real.
What is that?
You're convinced, right? That it's real? Sure, I have my doubts too, but still, I'm gonna listen and try to break down what they told us about their manufacturing plans for their battery, focusing on how it differs from traditional lithium-ion batteries with a liquid electrolyte. It may not be the video you wanted, but it does kind of connect some dots. There is no independent lab testing to reference, just Ville and Jarko telling us in their Donut Lab merch, but there are some verifiable details to support what they're saying. Let's talk about their claim that the Donut Lab solid-state batteries do not require as much energy to manufacture as conventional lithium-ion. Let's look at the details. People who hate EVs often claim that they're worse for the environment than a gas engine, in large part because of the extensive amount of energy required to manufacture batteries. This is false, to be clear, but there's some truth to it. Battery EVs start off their life with a carbon deficit. They require more energy and thus more CO2 emissions than an internal combustion engine vehicle. What happens over their life, though, is that this deficit gets paid back and then they produce less CO2 over their lifetime. Depending on where the electricity comes from, a clean grid results in a huge reduction in CO2, burning stuff that limits their savings. But they always reduce CO2 over their lifetime. Electricity is cleaner and more efficient. If you ever drive by a battery plant, you'll notice the multiple power lines going into the plant. Large quantities of energy are required at key steps during the manufacturing process. When a lithium-ion battery is made, the cathode or anode active material is mixed into a wet slurry, deposited on a thin metal foil. That's the current collector. Then the wet slurry gets dried in an oven, and ovens require energy, usually gas heated, or they can be heated by electricity. At the end of the line, lithium-ion batteries go through a forming and aging process. In the forming process, they are slowly charged under controlled conditions. During this first charge, they produce gases that need to be vented off before they're sealed, and they're contained in rigid formation trays that limit what shape they can take. Charging thousands of batteries requires energy. Then they are transferred to the aging process where they're allowed to rest under controlled temperatures for days, sometimes many days. Additionally, lithium-ion batteries are very sensitive to humidity, so the plants run massive dehumidifiers to keep the air dry. I recently had a chance to tour the battery lab at the University of Michigan. They told me the drying process is a significant cost for them because the prototype lab only produces small quantities of cells, but the dehumidifiers have to run all the time. After letting in groups to take the tour, it takes time to get the humidity back down to an acceptable production level. You'll recall that in test video number 2, they took a cell to 100 degrees Celsius, way hotter than a liquid electrolyte battery can handle, and it survived, although the pouch seal let go and it lost vacuum. The cell was relatively functional afterwards, so it was not a complete loss. Despite being exposed to humidity and oxygen, it still survived. So baking off wet cathode and anode materials, forming cells for the first time, and running those dehumidifiers all consume electricity. For a Donut Labs battery, they say they are not as sensitive to humidity, so less energy there. However, they still call out a coating and drying process to manufacture their batteries. This is typical for most lithium-ion batteries. Now, you may have heard of a dry process to manufacture them. This is where the wet slurry is replaced with a dry film, removing the necessity for an oven that consumes energy. It takes up less space, and there's less capital expended on that equipment. Donut Lab does not mention anything about a dry process in their video, so it sounds like they still use a wet process that requires drying, so there is some energy and equipment for that. Donut Lab claims that with their process, a standard building becomes a production site, even an old supermarket. Interesting. Either Donut Lab is confirming the reports, or we're getting punked. Reports are that Nordic Nano, which has been mentioned as the partner for the manufacturing of the batteries in Finland, They acquired the site of a former Scandinavian market in Imatra, Finland. This is what it looked like before the grocery store closed. There are some images online of people driving by, and there are no signs of massive upgrades to the utility for the building. Donut Lab claims they will scale to produce 1 gigawatt hour of batteries this year to support production of the Verge Motorcycle 2.0. A typical EV battery plant is anywhere from like 15 to 20 gigawatt hours, and it's a much larger building with more electrical lines going into it. They don't need to upgrade the power to this building, apparently, and they do not need gigaspace because, as mentioned, they do not have racks of batteries sitting around aging. This is not only reduced cost for the building, a smaller footprint, less space, but it's also less capital expenditure, less CapEx. They claim 30% less CapEx spent on the equipment and 60% less floor space. Not mentioned in this video, but I'll say it, having less inventory sitting around aging is also a cost saving. The auto industry works on a just-in-time manufacturing process, building parts for nearly immediate use. They've learned that having lots of inventory sitting around is a burden on their financials, and a battery plant with days or weeks of inventory sitting around, that's a lot of money being tied up. Donut Labs say they avoid this. We still don't know what Donut Lab's chemistry is, and we don't expect them to tell us. Eventually, some lab will tear down a Verge motorcycle, and then we'll find out. Donut Lab restated their claim that their solid-state battery does not use materials that are difficult to source, are more widely available, and thus Donut Lab battery manufacturing can scale up anywhere in the world. You don't need to chase down locations with cheap electricity. They claim their production is less energy dependent and thus less expensive to manufacture. You don't need to have extensively large buildings to house days and weeks of inventory aging. They claim that only a few hours of aging is needed for the batteries, maybe minutes, or maybe none at all someday. So Donut Lab is claiming that their battery is both solid state and flexible in terms of where you can manufacture it. Right now, there is allegedly that one former grocery store that they say will scale to produce 1 gigawatt hour of production this year. Maybe we can convert all the now closed Forever 21 stores into battery plants across the US. Except the workers would dress in normal work clothes to cover their assets.